Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of The Playlist, your favorite entertainment show sponsored by EJ Investment. My guest today is Gambia's hottest rapper. He's one of the hottest Gambian rappers and he's controversial, but in his own way. I mean, at some point, I don't think he's controversial. I think he speaks his mind. I think we're in a society where if you try to speak your mind, you get caged, like Sabali say, it can't cage me. But yeah, he is a artist that speak his mind, and I feel it's right to always speak your mind and say what you feel. My guest today is Jibu Balagay. He's hot in whatever he does, basically his rapping game, his videos, whatever he's doing, he's hot. Stay with us and enjoy The Playlist, your favorite entertainment show.
Wish we could find time. I wish we could find time. I wish we could find time. Always busy but online. In pain but you don't mind. You stopped caring a long, long time. Now I just roll with a man them. Roll with a man them. Roll and puff, draw with a man them. All day with a man them. I wish we could find time. Said you busy but online. In pain but you don't mind. You stopped caring a long, long time.
Hey G, welcome to The Playlist.
It's my honor to be here.
It's good to have you here. So before we get into details, I'd like you to tell the people watching who G is and what he was like growing up.
My name's Jibu Balagay, also known as Jibu. G, that's my state name.
Okay.
And I'm a regular, just like a regular guy out there, even though like we termed us as celebrities out here. But I live a regular life like anybody else.
Okay.
I went to Marina school. I did my nursery, whatever, till like high school. There, I got expelled. I did my last 2
you
years
got
in Cates.
expelled. What happened? What did you do?
I just ran into fights. Like I was a troublesome back then as a kid.
Okay.
Did the college in UK. I didn't get that done with it. I had my ups and downs there as well. So I'm here again.
What would you say to kids out there going to school?
Stay in school and make sure you got them grades right, because like when you grow up, that's the only thing that could back you up.
Yeah, that's true. So most artists would say in an interview, my dad was a musician, others would say my friends or my uncle got me into music, you know, so many stories. What is your story? How did you got into music?
None of my family is into music, only Smokey. That's my big brother, Smoke Doctor, but I started doing music and we met like doing music with each other. Okay. Because we're not the same mom, so we kind of didn't have a relationship till we grew up. I got into music because at the early young stage, like I had my big brothers that used to like always get like new albums that are out, because back then there was no internet, like so they always have like these new albums, like they're being posted to them or whatever coming. Okay. So the Fugitives, like they used to be at my house like almost every time because I live in Pipeline. Right. Yeah. So the Tasman, Mohawk, all of them, Joe. With music, it was just, I don't know how I got into it. I just started. Okay, it's just a passion. Yeah, just something that you've always wanted to do. I listened to music a lot, and I started writing my own stuff. Oh, great. So growing up, who were you listening to a lot? Jay-Z, Nas, but my favorite artist, Andre 3000 from Outkast. Okay. Like I could say he's the reason why I'm rapping. Oh, great. Yeah. Right. So how and where do you get your inspirations from when you're writing your lyrics? My music represents me. It's my life. Like different artists do different stuff. There's some that will look for hit tracks or what's trending or whatsoever. But I try to stick to my way. Right. Like I have my core fans that listen to what I do. I also try to do what's trending at times in here, but then that's not really me. But my music represents my life, and you listen to my music, you get to know what kind of person I am. Yeah, and I can also tell you're a lover person because your music is more about love. I guess say I'm emotional. That's what they say. But every person out there is like, it's just
a lot of us prefer to just keep it inside than, you know, kind of express it out there.
That's great.
Yeah.
I like your style of music, by the way. I listen to almost all your songs, especially the Situation album and that feeling.
That feeling.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, they say that's my best project, so I'll have to accept.
So tell us how you came up with the name, that feeling, and what feeling were you really talking about?
When I made that album, I was literally, like, whilst the process of doing that album, I was the happiest person at some point.
Okay.
And at the same time, I had a divorce. So it was mostly like everything was kind of like, it was a journey making that album. So that's why I was kind of personal with it.
Okay.
And it was just a different emotions, like a mixed in.
Okay, mixed feelings.
Yeah, so I just decided to call it That Feeling.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a different feeling.
And then after that feeling, that situation came over. What was the situation about?
If you listen to that album, like I kind of spoke about a lot about like God and like other topics, like a little kids are growing up and stuff like that. So it was basically like what I see, like when I go out, like I was trying to get like inspiration out of everywhere, like just capture a different kind of situations people don't really get to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the whole concept behind that one.
All right, the concept behind the situation, that's how it came about.
Yeah.
Right, it was a successful concert, by the way.
Thank you very much.
So you've been in the music scene for quite a while now, and you've done a lot in it as your career.
Yeah.
How do you see yourself growing in the music scene?
I've grown a lot, from an artist to an entrepreneur to having my own label. Like they say, it doesn't stop at being an artist. Being an artist gives you a platform, but then after what you do with that platform matters.
Right.
You can't say it's a music that made Yusuf who he is, or a Jay-Z or whatsoever, because they use that platform to have their followers and influence, and then they get into other things, like a clothing lines, like have a TV station, have this and this and this. So it's more of like you have to have a plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have a plan, and what are you doing with your platform?
I am. Like when I say a label, it's a production company, a visual company. And I get into other stuff I don't really want to. I'm starting my own clothing line.
Okay, you're starting your own clothing line. That's great. Yeah. So you have worked with both national and international artists and producers. Yeah. What are the difference between the two when it comes to standard?
Different producers have their own touch. In Gambia, I would say Hakeem, even though it's not Gambian, but he's been here for a long time, and he helped make the music what it is today here. Shy Boy, I would always say, is the biggest and best Gambian producer ever that we ever have, and it's a blessing to have him here. Like, their sound is original. Like, you listen to them, you know, you feel a Gambian. Like, it has that. J-Life tours are coming up, and you all have all these young producers, Uche, you know, all these people, they're good. But then
Minka
and them. But then the thing is, like, originality really matters.
Okay.
Like, you know, like I don't, like I like to work, like when I work on albums, I prefer to use Shy Boy and Hakim, because then they could give me like a G, like a G sound, because that's what matters. But with all the other producers, it's mostly like you hear the kicks, you hear this, it would sound a Niger, or it would sound like one song you heard before, you sound like this. Don't get me wrong, it's a good production, but then at the end of the day, it's not original.
All right.
Yeah, it doesn't really, like, you can't really tell where it's from.
Have you worked with international producers, like outside Gambia?
My Never Too Early, J-Trix did it. He's from Sweden, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I've seen that, like, you've worked with a Swedish producer, and you did an album with him. Yeah. And the album was launched in 2010, and it was a hit. Yeah. Everybody loved the music.
Yeah, they still tell me that's my best hip-hop album. Because the thing is with me, like, whatever vibe I come through, like, I try to make an album instead of I give you a track.
Okay.
Like, if it's doing tracks like the other artists do, I could give you a track every single day. I could give you one or two, but it's not really art. Like I like to, like there's some artists you would want to hear album. Like you want to hear album. You don't even want to hear like like 1 or 2 tracks. For example, you go in a club, you don't hear a J. Cole or you don't hear a Jay-Z or whatsoever. But their albums are doing very good and they sell. They get a lot of streams. They get money off it. But then, like every artist doesn't have to have the same path and the same route. Like that's what we mistake here in Gambia. You see this guy does this, have a show here, have a show there, have a show here. So you feel if you don't do these things, you don't match up to him. Yeah, but you have your own path. Like when I was doing halls, like nobody was doing halls. Like when I went to the stadium, none of my peers went to the stadium. Yeah, but the thing is, I don't look at what my peers are doing. It's more of like my own path, and I control my destiny.
So at some point you announced on social media that you left, retired from music, and all of a sudden we saw G back. Why did you leave the music scene and what brought you back?
Okay, back then I had an interview with Wagan. I kind of said like it was in pain, it was in this, it was in that, I can't do this. It was just an excuse. Okay. But at the same time, that was true, because I never really made money off the music. I used to make money elsewhere and put it back into the music, just for it to grow. I dropped a track recently, A Letter to My Best Friend. The first few bars, 8 bars, I kind of revealed like I was going through my depression. Okay. Like when I met the girl on the track as well. So I kind of revealed a side of me I didn't really let out. So I was going through stuff. Yeah, I was going through stuff to do with life. And
were you depressed?
Yes, I was. I was going through depression actually. So I kind of then I just wanted to be in my own space, to be honest.
So what were you depressed about?
It's just life itself. Like you could have everything and still depressed. Like you don't, like once you're an artist, it's hard to deal with. Like you don't control yourself anymore. You can't do certain, like especially when you're at your peak. Yeah. Like you can't do the normal stuff that other people could do. Like go out, go have fun without being noticed and stuff like that. So if you notice now, I kind of got off that spotlight so I could do other stuff with my life. Right. Yeah.
Depression is something that people don't really talk about here in the Gambia because they tend to shy away from it because they feel if you're depressed, maybe you're broke, like you're trying to admire other people's life and you cannot leave it, so you tend to get depressed about it, or maybe people don't even understand what the word depression is.
That's being envy and just trying to do stuff that's not meant for you. Everybody has, as long as you're satisfied with what you have, you're good. With depression, it has nothing to do with being broke or not being able to get where you want to be in life or whatsoever. It's about you and your feelings. Like we all ask our questions. Like like as much as everything going on, like we have a life. Yeah. Like where we were, like you start asking yourself, there's life, there's death. Like I've been asking my questions like to myself about death a lot around that time. Like, okay, what happens if I'm not here? This and this, what's gonna go on? I kind of lost interest in a lot of stuff that was going on that I used to feel excited about. So it was like, I think it comes with growing up. Okay. Yeah.
Well, during your depression days, were you very prayerful? Since you think a lot about death?
During my depression days, it kind of helped because then that's when I stopped drinking. Okay. I started praying 5 times on the hour. I used to get up, like pray, Fajr and do all that. I kind of moved out from my house and just stay with my brother because he doesn't beat it. Like he doesn't go to, like he's hardly at the house, so I could have my own time to myself. Okay. I was dealing with it by myself. But how I got back into the music, thank God to my friends. I have the same friends since I was in kindergarten. Like I still roll with them. They're not into the entertainment scene. They're not into nothing. So basically, what they did was, like when they got off work, they would all come there and just chill with me, talk with me, because they're not gonna tell me anything, but they just wanted to see me. But then there was just one. Yeah, they just wanted to be around me. So at the time, I'll always be by myself. But then the thing is, like, they would ask me questions, pop questions up. this and this and this, this and this and this. So by the time I was just too relaxed. So basically what they did was they handled everything.
Okay.
They went, talked to a producer, this and this, got me a flight, go to Dakar, you know, you have Deep, go meet Deep, do a video. They paid for everything, literally.
Wow.
Yeah, so, well, like, when you have friends, it's like...
Yeah, those are the kind of friends
those are the kind of friends
not
you
somebody that would just be going around, yo, geez, depressed now, you know?
Nah.
He's, like, hurting himself. Were you violent during your depression period?
Shit, do I really have to express that here?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, okay, but I did talk about it. Yeah, I used to hurt myself and watch myself bleed and stuff like that, and try to like understand pain and stuff like that. But
wow,
it was kind of, it was tough. I say this project I'm doing, like my last album. That's what I call it, my last album. It's called Inner Battles.
Yeah, it is an inner battle.
So it's basically what I'm dealing with inside, like. And I'm gonna talk about like stuff I never spoke to a single soul about, like like my personal stuff, like what I'm going through. And I hope I could use this opportunity to actually tell people how it goes and how to deal with certain stuff. Because I feel depression is something here in Gambia people don't take seriously.
Yeah. Were you talking to your parents? Were you talking to your family?
No, I didn't talk to anybody. Here's the thing: it's been going on for at least 4 or 5 years. But it comes and goes. But then
how does it feel like? Is it like something that you feel if you talk to people they wouldn't listen? Or?
Nah, you zone out. You don't even want to see people.
Wow.
Like with mine, I don't even want to see people. I just want to be left alone.
Right.
Yeah, I deal with it in my own way. It used to be worse. I didn't know how to deal with it, but as time went on, like as soon as it hits me, I know what to do.
Okay.
And I guess you actually notice I smoke a lot.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, that's what keeps me.
Did you have your breakfast before you came here?
No, not really.
And you were smoking?
Yeah, I smoked at least like 5-6 cigarettes before I came here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Smoking help you to tend to stay away from drinking?
I kind of make myself believe that, but I'm trying to quit smoking as well.
Okay.
It's not good. Stop smoking. Smoking is not good. I'm not.
Smoking is not good. And the funny thing is, it's written on the pack, smoking kills, and people still do it.
At some point, when you're depressed, like, dying becomes an option.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're not depressed anymore.
It comes and goes.
But right now it's not here.
I'm actually dealing with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so proud of you coming out here, sharing with us, I mean, your private life, and also telling people out there how depression is like, because people need to understand that it's real. And I mean, like you said, you have to deal with your inner battles, and it's something that people really need to respect and look into because it's real. You were managing Attack.
When you use a managing, it means they were doing something already and then you just came in.
Okay, so they were not doing anything.
I built them.
Okay, you built Attack and YD.
I had a YD first. YD is a different build. Like it's a for example, we just spoke about how you don't do the same artists. Like they have a same path and stuff like that. With YD, he's a full, like he's a complete artist. He sings, raps, does all kind of stuff. By like, he could give you an album. With Attack, he's like a Bible. You could you would want to hear hits, like so they can't be in the same. So what I would do is like I don't take an artist that's already known and stuff like that. I build you, I give you a brand, let people understand you and see you in a certain way. Yeah. So and then give you like the highest quality of a production in terms of music and videos and stuff like that. So you could you could stand by yourself at some point. Yeah.
So is Attack still under G?
No, Attack's not under G. Here's my hit. Like, Attack is like a little brother.
Okay.
Yeah. How it started was Baba was shy when brought him to me, and was like Baba was like, yo, I'm an artist as well, and I want to do a lot of stuff for this skit, but I can't really do it right now because I have my own career to do. If you notice. Attack used to be backed by Babu. Like whenever he's on stage, he's the one that's been the hype man and stuff like that. But he started writing, and then while Shy Boy would be recording and stuff like that, like he's the one that would be brewing attire for him. Like who else is doing the stuff. So we decided to give him a chance and stuff like that, and to be on the Team G. But he was in like for example, like he wasn't I would give them like an intern, like let's say a good 2 months we work before we get into contracts and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I could see if I could go on with you or if I can't go on with you. Because at the end of the day, if it starts off with a contract, I might not even, like, you might have a talent, but I might not even see what I want in you, and then I could do for you like few tracks and videos, and then you could go on your way. Right. But then if I feel I could work with you, then that's when we sign a contract. And
so what happened to the contract?
We didn't sign a contract.
Okay.
We actually started, but you know, like there's one thing I always tell artists here, like hype. It could throw you off from your initial plan. With him, it was more like, you know, with music, you don't really have to listen to your boys or whatever you're doing. You follow your instincts, you plan according to what you had planned, and you stick to the plan initially from jump. But with him, it was more like shows. Like he wanted to do shows, he wanted this, because of just a one track that came out and it just blew up, like the Butterjack track. So he came up with an excuse like that his mom, you know, didn't want him to do this, which I just feel was an excuse. And he's a kid, come on. Okay. Like, we all make mistakes. Like I just told you earlier on, I've been expelled and do all that stuff. So he decided to be, he decided to go on his own. But then, alhamdulillah, when I wanted to do for him, what I was doing for him, it turned out. He had a show. Yeah, he had a show. It was packed. He's doing his gigs, he's doing this, but I wanted to build him, to give him a catalog. Okay. Like when he gets on stage, he could perform like 8, 9 tracks, like straight, like have a good
not just
20, 30 minutes, not just one
Butterjack
and that's it. And still now he's kind of struggling with that, I think, with new material and stuff. But I see him dropping new stuff, so alhamdulillah, you know.
Yeah. How are you managing the fact that you're managing an artist, Whitey, and you're also working on your own career?
I don't see myself as an active artist. I give albums out.
Okay.
I make my money off, like in terms of music, off streaming and endorsement, because I actually build myself up to that level. But we have this thing in Gambia where we treat all artists the same. There's different generations, there's different, like, you know, different classes, different stuff. For example, on my caliber, you have ST, you have Smalls, you have Amanding Mori, you have ENC. Okay, these are my peers. Like, that's us. Like, we've been in the game for more than 10 years. We've done with what we're doing. Like, we all had our time. We all, you know, are doing what we're doing. So these other artists are like a young artist. Like, they need more energy. For example, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, it was my shows that were popping. Yeah. You go, because at that time, it was my crowd. It was my kind of generation that was coming to the shows. That generation grow up. They get married. They have work. They have this and this and this and this. So you don't expect those kind of people to come to shows already. So that's why, like, if an industry was structured properly, all these new artists you see, Jizzle, Nobles, whatever, all these artists will come under us. Like, if we all establish ourselves and have our labels and everything, it's impossible to blow in Gambia without being under these labels. Like, any artist you mention, like anyone, just mention any artist that you know. Right. Like, in the international level.
Okay, I'll mention that after the short commercial. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Dreaming of owning a property in a prime location with great proximity and fantastic neighborhood? EJ Investments Sanyang Seaview Estate is the best choice you have been waiting for. Our Sanyang Seaview Estate is approximately 15 minutes drive away from the busy hub of Brusubi roundabout and into the heart of nature, where you can have a peaceful and relaxed lifestyle with your family. You can buy a finished 4-bedroom story with 5-year flexible payment plan or a service plot with 2-year payment plan option. With over 300 homes, you will enjoy big tar roads with covered drainage, modern electrification with solar street lights, gated entrance with security post, and a breath-catching experience of our beautiful sea view and lake view. You can own a home today at our Sanyang Seaview Estate. Call us today on 446-4838 or 325-9220. Visit our website on ejinvestments.net. EJ Investments, first in property.
Welcome back after that short commercial. It's the playlist with G, and we're really having a great conversation here. So you were saying earlier on that I should mention
just any international artist that you know, yeah.
Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole.
Okay, J. Cole is under Jay-Z.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been signed to Jay-Z for almost 10 years.
Oh, really? I never knew about that.
Well, I'm telling you that now.
Wow.
Let's say, 50 Cent. Okay, he's signed under Eminem. Eminem signed under Dr. Dre. That's how it goes. It's a chain.
Okay.
Like, once you establish yourself...
I've known Eminem is under Dr. Dre. He's been there for a while.
Yeah, and Eminem has signed the 50 Cent. Actually, that's the way it's just structured. But I think the artists of my generation still kind of focus on being artists, like to themselves, and it's not good for the industry, to be honest.
Okay.
I could understand the ST, like his amongst like the in my generation, he's the last one to actually get like hype and buzz like two artists. So he has a straight up a career that's really going, like still as an active artist. But all the rest, you can't be still playing gigs where you have a Nobles or a Jizzle and stuff like that, because they have the crowd. You're not gonna get it. I have endorsement deals. It's more money than you could ever get in the show.
Okay.
ST has endorsement deals. ENC has endorsement deals. Smalls have endorsement deals. Like we all get our endorsement deals. That's what you build up. Okay, this young artist, they just started to have that because they have a platform based on what we built. What we left here is what they jump on. When we were here, when we started, there was no platform. Like we build what's going on right now. Like, so we can't be on the same platform as them. Like we can't, like you can't come and have a show and book a G and book a ST and book a Jizzle, Nobles and an Attack and put us on the same platform. It's not right. But then here, like, people don't really understand that. I get bookings. I would turn them down. There are times I get bookings and then they were like, okay, we want you on this show. This is what we're doing, and you get me, and we get to have an agreement and then sign a contract. But then the moment it comes and you're like, this is what's gonna happen. This artist is gonna be there. This artist is gonna be there. This and this and this. I kind of withdraw myself from it. We build platforms. Like if you have your platform, you have your own following. You have a platform, you have your own following. Like you have your platform right now.
Yeah.
Like you building something, like that is giving us a platform to express ourselves as well. Yeah. If somebody else is doing it, somebody else is doing it. So I have my favorite show, which is you. And another person have his favorite show, which is them. So that's like, it's a Gambian content. Like when there's a lot of options, like there's a lot of viewers and everything, then again it comes advertisement money is what makes the industry goes. Yeah. So recently is when companies started paying like huge amount of sums to artists. I could tell you, I know a few artists, like let's say the last week that had like endorsements close to like 400,000, 350.
Wow.
Yes, yeah. So it's actually working.
Do you want to disclose who the person is?
No, I'm not gonna disclose.
Why?
Because we're all working together. So we.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a matter. And another
is
thing.
Is it Whitey?
Nah.
Okay.
He has an endorsement as well. He has a Facile endorsement. It's like a clothing line.
Yeah.
Yeah, they. He likes to perform without his shirt and stuff like that. So they kind of give him boxes to wear and stuff, and then they paid him good money for like a year.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so that's how it works.
Great. So how would you rate the music scene in the Gambia?
Compared to international standard, we shit.
Wow.
But then again, we're really growing right now. Like from where it was to right now, it's a huge, like it's actually, like.
So how was it like working with Deep and also Demarcore and
Deep,
big international artists?
Deep, when I was working with Deep, it's not big. It's not big. Like he was just making a noise, like making noise. So we built a relationship before he got big. Right now, I would still say I wouldn't call it big, like he's hot. Like for example, Yusundur is big, but Wale Seka is hot.
He's big. Yusundur la munna fesal ñetti success. That's what he said in one of his songs.
Yeah, that's ego tripping.
Okay.
That's ego tripping. That's good. Like that's you could ego trip in your songs. Like that's normal. But
like you said, man, can I roll? I don't need security.
I actually don't need security.
You don't need security.
Yeah, I got myself. But then we differentiate. Like we don't really get to understand what's big and hot here.
Okay.
Like you see a hot artist call himself big.
Or you see
Yusundur is big. Wale Seka is hot.
Yeah.
Like he's not big yet.
Okay, what is hot, not big?
Yeah, he's hot, not big.
So what's the difference from hot and big? Big is
A
when
big
you...
artist, like, do you think a Jaliba Kuyate minds to be on like he doesn't care about open mic or having the hottest video or whatsoever, and he still maintains himself? He gets endorsement. He's a UN
yeah, because
ambassador.
Jaliba Kuyate is a guerrilla.
No, it's big. No, he's big.
He's big.
He's big.
But big without no videos, no
yes,
nothing.
He's established himself to a point. Like, for example, you might not hear a Jay-Z a whole year, and he comes out with an album, pum, and it just blows up.
That's it,
It's because of his big. He established himself. He has a label that's.
But Jaliba, I wonder what made Jaliba big, because Jaliba's music are more of like a griot style, like G yola sa papa yola sa ya, you know, that kind of stuff. And
I don't really listen to his music, but as an artist, I know he's big.
You know he's big.
He's established. What he could pull out from any company or something like that, none of us could do.
Okay.
Like the influence he has, like no artist in Gambia does have.
Right.
Like, you know, so he's big.
Okay, so we'll consider Jaliba as the biggest.
No, he is the biggest.
He is the biggest.
Yeah, he is.
Right. Yeah. So what do you think is holding us, our music industry, from penetrating the international market?
A lot of financing need to be done, and which I did mention the corporate world started paying attention to us now. But at the same time, if we don't work together, we're never gonna get there.
Yeah.
Like to get
togetherness is our problem.
Yeah, here once you start like get a little bit of recognition, you start to grow wings and start to feel even this artist that was before me, sir, I'm bigger than him. So like, not them talk.
Yeah.
You know, which is not the way it works. Like it doesn't matter how hot you are, it doesn't matter what, like always give that respect to somebody that's been there for you, that actually set that platform up for you. Yeah.
Have you ever won any awards in your music career?
I don't do music for awards, but then I think I hosted a first award show at time. I won the Artist of the Year that time, and I think Wassa Halat.
What do you think about the Wassa Halat?
Wassa Halat, can I reserve my comments? Because I don't feel I need,
Go ahead,
if I really say what I want to say, it might sound like, it's like a platform where it's being controlled by a body, which, as in they do whatever they want.
Okay.
Yeah, so any award show you see, be the BET, be the MTV, is the artist that gives it relevance.
Okay.
Like if I don't endorse it, if ST don't endorse it, if ENC don't endorse it, if Smalls don't endorse it, if Jesus don't endorse it, if Anobus don't endorse it, then there's no award. Right. Like it's not gonna be valuable. You're gonna pick other artists and to come there, but it's not gonna give it that much value.
Okay.
Even
what do you think is valued? Do you think
even up to Grammys? And Jay-Z like won a Grammy, but before he would tell you I'm not among, like I'm not gonna be part of this. And even MTV, I was beat. He doesn't go at all.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a matter of I think Wassa Halat is a good start, and but the name as well. But it's its own award. Like you could also actually have your own award show as well.
Award.
Yeah, and we just back you up and it's there. So it's kind of like that. But then there's not a Gambian music award yet. Like where like all the buddies in the music, you know, like come.
Well, who do you think should be responsible for that?
That maybe like the music union or whatsoever. Like, you know, they could host something and get a sister's experience to actually add on to it, and then they could have an award. Like at that time there was no award show, so you can't really, you know, say how much. Like I said, in our generation, it was ST. That was the last one to actually come out. Like and have, so during the times when the award started, so it's best, like, you know, it makes a perfect sense that he's been taking awards. And I remember one year where Bai Baba was hot, like it's only year that was hot, and he took all the awards that year as well. So you know,
so how's your relationship with Gambian artists, and also what do you think about the young Gambian artists you have?
I'm cool with every artist, though the fans would kind of tell you, hey, G's beefing with this one, G's beefing with that. I could tell you yesterday I spent my morning with ST. They came over, we did like 2 hours, like chill, talk, smoke, watch TV, and after he dropped me off at the studio. Jizzle too was by the house like the last few days.
Okay.
Ojilo's like a younger brother. I have a really
How about your
small
boy, Jada?
Mike. Okay, let me talk about Mike. And I actually I never spoke about him on an interview. My relationship with Mike, I didn't even know Mike. He was from the Cypher back then when I was having a beef with Ace, which me and Ace started music like around the same time together. So he used to diss me and whatnot. I didn't even pay attention. I didn't even know who he was.
Do you think he was doing it for the hype?
Yeah, for hype.
Okay.
Chasing the cloud, they call it.
Okay.
So I didn't know him. So after that, like a few years later, I got a text from a guy. Yeah, I'm Mike Jada. I'm doing on a project. Could you come, and then we could work on it. I actually have a track that I want you on. Yeah, I was like, cool. I came.
After dissing you?
Yeah, I came. We did a track, and I left again. It was cool. But I think when he went into the runway, a management plays a lot. I remember Oga J calling me and was like, yeah, I want to do a G versus Mike show. I was like, Oga. I was like, I kind of respect you, so I'm not going to say what I really want to say, but if this was someone else, I would have cussed their ass off, because I'm not on the same level with Mike, one. Number two, like, you don't start up, like, I don't chase clout, I don't do hype, I do music because it's what I do, but I have other things I do in life, so, doing this. So all of a sudden, I had a mic this. I didn't pay attention to it. But as rappers, when you go on verses, like, at times you might have some stuff come in your head and you just put it out, but then at that particular point, like, anybody you have a problem with about you see themselves and be like, yo, keep I don't have time for that kid. But then again, we started this when EZT came out. I like, the hip hop scene in Gambia is not really that strong, like the commercial scene, like like what we do. So EZT, like we kind of related. He started, like, he was about to drop an EP, so he has this one track where it mentions everybody, that they're better than G, he's better than me, better than D. It's ego tripping. It's okay. Yeah. Like, it was about the same time. I think it was Kendrick that did that or something. He just kept mentioning people's names. So
okay.
I kind of saw that as same thing. So when he did that, I know if I responded, a lot of people would. Then I just jumped on the studio. I didn't let it breathe like 24 hours. No.
Okay.
It was Pakanyaribor.
Okay. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. So I jumped on it less than 24 hours. I jumped on it, but it was more like not a diss, but I'm a lot more here and there. Yeah. So everybody jumped on it. I kind of made a few words. I'll let you do fee, whatever. And then another person come. Everybody was getting Bilal, my favorite Gambian artist.
Yeah, I think Basic was part of it.
Everybody came on it. But then, it was a friendly spar. Like, when you box, like,
but they knew that it was a friendly spar.
Yeah, it was a friendly spar. But then, Mike had a problem with, like, Lil Arms and Rupi Mays and them. Yeah. So when they came on it, instead of jumping on Izzy, they went to attack on Mike.
Wow.
Yeah, so Mike, instead of saying something back at them, he come back at me. Wow. And he even mentioned, like,
your daughter.
Yeah, like sticking his dick inside my daughter's mouth, which was very disrespectful. Yeah, so I didn't so I kind of did something on that. I just did like one, like we were going back and forth.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter was turning 10.
10, and Mike have the nerves to say that hash word to you?
Well, I think he realized like it was wrong, because at the end of the day, with all the work he put in, like that was the reason why he didn't get on the
on the open mic.
Open mic festival, because they feel if they let that go, it's gonna go on. Yeah. I think he needs to structure his music more on touching on topics than Mafia Harap, Mali, DDD. Can just like ego tripping. You don't base your music on ego tripping. Yeah. A different example, he started as ego tripping, but he started making tracks about like about issues and stuff like that. So that's what we term as a good rapper. You could touch on topics, like you could spit without even mentioning other rappers. Like you could do so That is the way it's supposed to go.
Right.
Like,
so now let's talk about you as an individual, because you're described as the most controversial singer due to your beef with your fellow Gambian artists like Tismo, Killer Ace, Big Far, you know, and also institutions like Africell, Capital FM, and to a point that they say you get back at people as diasporas. Do you consider yourself controversial?
We're in a society where if people don't speak their mind, like when an older person does something to you, you're supposed to be, keep quiet. And that's how we built in Gambia. I'm not like that. With Smalls, our beef started when I was doing a mixtape. I didn't even know Smalls then. Like it was me and Uz that were doing a mixtape, and we started hearing, you know, there's this guy called Smalls that, you know, he's doing his thing. So I was getting everybody on the mixtape. So I called Smalls to come
and his clan, like them Tam 15.
No, I called Smalls to come in, like so that we could do a track. So whilst we were writing, imagine me, Ace, Bars, and then we're writing to the song, and then he said he's not gonna write, he's just gonna come and spit. So he spit. I didn't really like the verse. I told him when I'm doing tracks with like artists on the stage, I treat the booth as in it's a place where you could make mistakes and erase them and do something again till you get it right, because that's the way I work. So he did that, and I think I told him to take the beat home and do the song again and to write again and to come back, but I think he took that offensive. And then that's when he had an open mic that night and he went on stage and started dissing me and stuff like that.
So
that's how it started.
In Capital FM?
No, let's go to Ace. Ace, we're in the same group. I blew before he did, so I kind of guess that was there, that he felt that he was a better rapper.
Because your beef with Ace was salty, because
no, with Ace, if you remember, like when he dissed, I never responded. But you know why I responded? After like 6 months or 9 months or something, like he was about to drop an album, like, and I didn't see any buzz on the album. Like me and Ace were in the same rap group. We used to chill like 24/7, like whatever. So if I could do something that would give him attention, I would do it. Then that's when I responded, and he responded back, and he used that as a promo.
But the response went too salty.
No, I was going.
Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to say that.
No. Let's start the problem back from the root. When I diss, I don't insult. Yeah, you know, I actually did my normal thing. I didn't really go hard on him. I was just, you know, I was trying to spot. But then he came back at me talking about how my dad's a minister and he's stealing stuff. You know, you're making allegations that's not right. Yeah, like I don't get on a track and talk about your
parents.
Yeah, and stuff like that. So he did that. I did another track, but he came out with the same stuff again, talking about my mom and stuff like that. Then I told him, okay, then that's when I came with Amicham. I was trying to show him like I could be nasty as well.
Okay.
I could say stuff about your mom. I could say stuff like this. I could be very nasty.
Who's Amicham? Her sister or mom?
No, mom not today. Amicham. Good again. Alicham is his real name.
Oh, so you
I
take it to
Amicham. Like, Africell, by the way, I'm a consultant now there, and / ambassador. You know, like I'm working with them on a different, like not just an artist, but on a different level as well.
Okay.
It was more of the funding.
Okay.
Like they were making money off the funding, and I feel like us artists were being used. Like they would take our music and not really pay us what's worth it and stuff like that, and you try to claim it, they would. So I know I had a voice, so I just started, you know, try to do stuff about in the music union. At the end of the day, it got resolved. Like we reached to a settlement behind closed doors.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I would say that.
Yeah.
But with a Capital FM, I can't remember who was the presenter. But you know, like as a presenter like you, like you know, before you get on set, like you do your homework. Yeah. You do your homework, you do your research. So I think there was these two presenters that was talking. I can't remember who. They said, Abul Falenyi, like, you know, I
think I know who they are.
I copied what's his name again? Yeah, no, they said it's an artist from Senegal, which I copied his, you know, his pattern and style and stuff like that. Were they stupid enough? They don't even know the same producer did the both beats. Wow. Yeah, so it's kind of like you don't do your research and you want to come there. So I made a statement on that. And I think the management being so immature just went all to the all staffs and put a list like, don't play G music again. This and this and this. So it was an immature, like a decision by the management. So, you know, that was it.
Right. Let's talk about social media before we get to your playlist. Social media lately has been used as a platform to bully people, humiliate people. What do you think about that?
I don't agree with cyberbullying. It's like one of the worst things that you could do to a person, because everybody has their own story in their head. Like what you show, everybody could have their own story, and it's that thing that it doesn't really erase now. It could be on forever. So
yeah, and it looks like you don't have your right to your opinion anymore.
Exactly.
Or whatever you want to say. Whatever you want to say, you get attacked by it.
If you notice, like I stopped making those long posts that I used to do, and you know, like I speak about my mind on certain issues, or when something happened, I do this, because I'm very negative. Like for example, I'll give you an example with ST, like his last album.
Yeah.
I'm actually on the album. Before the dude did the album launch, he came to me and was like, you know, yeah, you did shows in the album, so what do you advise me to do? Like this and this and this. Like, I told him this and this. So he did the album. When I went to the stadium, like whilst I was packing, I saw people breaking down doors and getting in. So it really hurt me. Like I was like, okay, I know the amount of effort the guy put into his to his stuff. So after I enjoyed it, and then I went home. So when I wake up, I congratulated him, but then I stated out a few points that we'll work on. That's being a typical G.
Yeah.
And I did mention Fanta for just keep on saying like ST is the first Gambian artist to do this without an international artist. Yeah. Like what is that supposed to mean? You're stepping on someone's toes. Okay. Like it's a night of like we're there to celebrate him and Gambian music. So you could present without stepping on no one's toes. And just to be honest, I did the album launching without an international artist. The Born Africans did. Italiba Kuyate did. Like it's a lot of people that do it. Like, but it's not publicized as his, because his like more like a commercial mainstream, so it would reach out everywhere.
So how do you feel about Fanta's statement?
It's wrong. It's about you being a presenter and not doing your homework again. It just goes back to that.
You were interviewed by Pop Share on TFM.
Yeah.
And you also said Baba was not bigger.
Because
you are bigger.
Yeah, he made a statement out. Like, you know, I'm like, he's not bigger than me. He's never been bigger than me.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
so basically you were just trying to defend
it all goes back. No. It all goes back to understanding big and hot.
Okay.
Like he was the hottest artist at that year.
Okay, but not bigger than you.
Not bigger than anybody. Not bigger than ST, not bigger than Smalls even. He's not bigger than any of us. Like he just had one track and one feature, and then that's about it. You could
How is your relationship with Fanta though?
It's cool. We meet up every time. The thing is with me, like, if I feel I need to say something, I don't really care about our relationship. I can tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm that real. Like I don't.
So what happens next is up to.
Yeah, it's up to you. If you like, you don't talk to me. If you like, you can greet me. Well, when I see you, I will greet you. If you like, don't respond. That's your problem.
All right. Who are your favorite Gambian artists, and which of their songs do you listen to the most?
Okay, when I woke up today, I'm gonna be honest. I was in my Jizu mood.
Okay.
That was my nigga in the whole morning.
Hey, my nigga.
And
the boy Jizzle on this. Boy Jizzle on this. I'm rapping for my niggas. Touch me, you touch my niggas. You don't know, this is a family thing. I will take a bullet for my niggas. My niggas, they show me real love. My niggas, they keep it 100. My niggas loyal. My niggas, they keep supporting me. Yeah. I will ride for my niggas, I will die for my niggas, oh yeah. Anything me I get, me I share with my niggas, oh yeah. And anywhere me I go with my niggas, oh yeah. My niggas for life, yeah. My nigga, you, my nigga, yeah. My nigga, yeah. My niggas for life. My nigga, you, my nigga, yeah. My nigga, yeah. My niggas for life.
Sona Jabate I listen to a lot.
Okay. Sona Jabate, which of her songs?
Muso is my favorite.
Muso. Fuaria, okay. Do you know what Fuaria is?
Poverty.
Poverty, yeah.
Bafuar, fafuar, itenyo mojao, itenyo mfenjao. Ninko eju sole finda bekelele jusubela njusutela wala nejo yata bake bala fati tela yala ndinje le fata bri sasa te communication file certain dun sponsors muka sotange jibe wal nyama fwe fata dol nyamata dol be sirin jail momante bail nyinindiro len si Libya but we are not for sale.
And
I'm a fan of YD as well.
YD?
I can speak Mandinka, but then, you know, when we mix it and you tell me this and this and this is what I said. So, and you know, the thing is, and music, nice and melodies, it just stays. Like, you don't need I listen to everything. Attack, all of them.
Okay.
I listen to everything that comes out of Gambia to be on point with what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite 90s jam?
90s. My favorite 90s jam. My favorite albums came out in 98, 99, and 96, and 98. So
Which
that's
was?
my year.
Do you have a particular one?
A Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z, 80 Aliens, Outkast. I could go on Nas, Illmatic, Capital Punishment, Lauryn Hill, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I could go on. Like, my favorite albums came out that year. DMX is Dark and Hell is Hot. I think that was not Jaru.
you didn't listen to Jaru?
Why would I listen to Jaru?
I like Jaru. He
Like
was
why?
good.
He was
Especially
good.
him and Ashanti.
That's not songs. That is not anything you can learn from. That's not songs. Come on.
No, but I like it. What projects are you working on right now?
Right now, Mike, I have a mixtape called GOAT,
Goat.
the greatest of all time.
Nice.
Yep, it's about to drop anytime soon. And my album, In the Battles, that's the one I'm really working on.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I see you wrote about letter to your best friend, you know, talking about how they broke your heart, how somebody really gave you, you know, a shoulder to lean on and stuff like that. What was it about?
We spoke about my depression. When I had my depression, I met this girl that, you know, around that time he was there for me.
Okay.
Like he really held it. She really held it down, and she kind of helped me go through all that. That was like 4 or 5 years ago. So whatever I was having going on around that time, like she was in my life the whole time.
Okay. Is she still there?
Till reason right now, no.
Oh, sorry.
Just a week before this is when
So are
finally,
you gonna jump into another relationship or what?
Not anytime soon.
You're gonna hold on.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Your
build
heart.
myself and kind of build myself up here because I haven't been taking care of myself like this.
Yeah, I think you need to pamper yourself.
Yeah, I need to
Fall
build
in
it.
love with G. Take
I
G
hit the
out.
gym, go, you
Yeah.
know, work out, do all sort of stuff like facials and whatever.
Right. We're gonna play a game. I'm gonna give you a letter, and you're gonna tell me any song that has that letter in it.
Okay.
And you have only 10 seconds.
Okay.
So let's start with. I'm still gonna use my letters. Let's start with A.
A. All of me. If you
love me. Yeah. Right, you got it. Let's go to S.
S. Section. Then you Jizzle track.
Okay, yeah. Jizzle
It was on my
track,
playlist
Section.
today.
All right. How about L?
L. Lonely, Akon.
I am so lonely. How about T?
Tatiana.
I knew you were going to steal that from me. Anyways, you got it all. Clap this out.
Thank you.
So what do you have to say to your fans out there?
My fans expect the album like that's gonna be really crafted, because in terms of album, I think I give you the best work that you could ever get in terms of album, like from structured, from starting to ending. So this is another side of me you're about to get.
Okay.
And expect it on all the streaming sites and everything. And as the artists out there as well, I keep working hard. Like, you guys are making us proud, especially the young artists, like from the Attacks to Jizzle to Noble, YD, Hussein and Chanta, you know, Yafa. You could name a lot. Yeah. They're really doing good. Really doing good. And I'm proud of each and every one of them.
I just discovered his songs. Okay. He's also doing really good.
The Chronic Bob.
Yeah, Chronic Bob.
I know they're all doing good. They all like, you know, they're really holding it down. But just one thing I'll advise: don't ever let the hype get to your head.
Okay.
Like, the time you get in the recognition is the time you gotta work harder.
All right.
Yeah.
So the time you get the recognition is the time you gotta work harder. Keep that in mind and still be yourself and grind every day, because at the end of the day, that's what you have. This is the playlist. Thank you for watching, and thank you for coming through.
It's my pleasure always.
Yeah, and do log on to our social media sites like YouTube and also Facebook to check everything we have going on. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful evening or morning. Bye.